Welcome to Swatantra Education. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about generic class and generic method. Now, in this lecture, we are going to discuss some more concepts on generics. So, consider this simple program. We have a class box that is of parameterized type, and it has one array norms of type T, and this box T norms is the constructor for initializing these norms, and we have one method that is find sum. So in the find sum method, we are computing the sum of all the elements that are present in this array norms. So the find sum method is simple, straightforward. You can see here. So we are using a loop. So for int I equal to 0, I less than norms dot length, and I plus plus, then sum equal to sums plus sum equal to sum plus norms of I dot double value, and return sum. So here you can observe the return type of find sum method is double. So this method is going to return the value of sum. Now in another class test, we are writing the main method, and int ar contains the integer values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are creating one object IOB of type box integer, and we are passing the parameter int ar. Similarly, dar is another array that contains the values 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. Then we are creating one object dob of type box double, and here we are passing the value dar. So in this statement, we are calling the find sum method on the object IOB, and the sum of the values of this array, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5, is stored in temp1. Similarly, in the next statement, we are printing the value of temp1. So it is going to print the sum of these numbers, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So it is equal to 5 plus 4 9 plus 3 12 plus 2 14 plus 1 15. Now this statement, so in this statement we are calling the find sum method on the object dob and storing the value in temp2, and the next statement, that is this one, is going to print the value of temp2, that is the sum of this array dar. Now when we compile this program, we are going to get a compilation error, and due to this double value. So why we are going to get the compilation error for this double value method? So consider one example. So if you come out of your home and ask a stranger like what is method overloading, then the stranger may give you left and right. So but in another consider another situation, like if you ask what is method overloading to your computer science professor, then he or she maybe help you to understanding the concept of method overloading. So similarly here, this double value we have discussed. So it is a method, and it is defined in the number class. So while we are discussing about the wrapper classes, we have discussed this, that double value is a method that is defined in the class number. So what is the work of this double value? So it converts the calling objects into primitive type double value. So it converts the calling objects. So I am writing that one. So it converts the calling objects into double value. So this is the work of double value method. Now the calling object can be a number class or the subclasses of the number class. That means it can be a numeric wrapper class objects or subclass of number class objects. So the compiler has no information that you are planning to create a box object and using the numeric wrapper classes or using the numeric types. So the compiler is thinking that T is of any type. This double value method is unknown to everyone except the number class objects. So it is only the number class and the subclasses of number class knows what is double value, and the rest class are unaware about the double value method. So here compiler treats T as any class. So that's why it is throwing or it is showing a compilation error. So to solve this problem, we need to inform the compiler that our objective is to pass only numeric types to T, or we can say T, this T class should be a number class or the subclasses of the number class, not any class. So for that, how we need to inform the compiler that T is only the number class or the subclasses of the number class. So for that, instead of writing this T directly, so let us write like this. So let me delete this statement. So instead of this, I am writing class box, then T extends. So it is capital N because the class name starts with the uppercase letters. So class box T extends number, then the curly braces like it was previously there. So the general syntax is like this. So in this example, it is class box T extends number. So the general syntax I am writing here. So it is T extends superclass. So this specifies that, so this syntax specifies that T can only be replaced by the superclass or the subclasses of this superclass. Thus we can say this superclass defines an inclusive upper limit, and this concept is called as bounded types. So here we are bounding or we are setting a upper limit for the class T. So instead of any class, if we write only T, T is going to be treated as any class. But if we write T extends superclass, that means T is limited to this superclass or the subclasses of the superclass, not any class. Now with this modification or by rewriting this statement, we are going to check whether this program is working properly or not. So let us see the implementation of it and check how it is going to show the result. So here you can see that we have written the same program that we have discussed. So we have a class box that is of parameterized type, and here we are using the constructor to initialize norms. Now we have one find sum method that already we have discussed, and here we are using double value. So here you can see we are using double value in the find sum method, and in the class test we are using main method and passing the integer array and double array like this. To find, now we want to find the sum of this integer array and double array. So let us compile and check. So here you can see it is showing error, cannot find symbol, that is double value, and we have discussed that this double value is only valid for the class number or the subclasses of number. Not every class can access this double value method. So in this scenario we want to fix an upper bound for the type T. So how to fix? We have already discussed. We can write T extends number. So save this one and check whether it is working or not. Okay, successfully compiled. Then Java test to run this program. So we are getting 15.0, 17.5. So here you can see the sum of these numbers is 15.0 and sum of these numbers is 17.5. You can calculate. In the previous example, we are creating the generic class box like this. So we can write class box and T. So here T is the type parameter. So here you can observe this class box has only one type parameter, that is T, and a generic class also have more than one type parameter. So let us consider a generic class with two type parameters, or you can say the number of type parameters are 2. So we can write like this: class, assume the name of the class is pair and it has two parameters, one is T, another one is U. So just remove this one. Okay. So now here T first I can write and U second, where first is of type T and second is of type U. So now we can write the constructor to initialize first and second. So let me write here the constructor. So public, so let us write here. So public, then the name of the class, that is pair, and we can write T first, then U second, and we can write this dot first equal to first, like the constructors we have discussed earlier. Similar to that, nothing new. So this dot second equal to second. So in this way we can initialize first and second. Now in the class pair, so here you can observe we have written this class pair, and first and second are two objects of type T and U respectively. Now we are defining the constructor to initializing first and second. Now we are going to write a method that is get first. So assume the name of the method is get first. So public, and its return type is T. So public T get first. Now we can write simply return first. Similarly, we can write another method public return type is U, and the method name is get second. So here we will simply write return second. So simple, we are writing two methods, one is get first, another one is get second. So get first method just returns the first, and get second just returns the second. That's why here the return type is T, here the return type is U. So now we write the main method. So like this we can write public static void main, then we can write string array args, string array args, then curly braces, then we can write here pair, and the class will be string and integer. That means string is for first and integer is for second, and assume the object name is obj. So it is equal to new pair, and here we are going to pass one string argument and another one is integer argument, suppose hello and 5. So hello is for string and 5 is for integer. Now simply we can write system dot out dot println. So in short I am writing SOP. So obj dot get first, that means we are just calling the method. So it is going to print the value of the string that is hello, because get first returns the value of first. So here value of first is hello. Similarly we can write system dot out dot println obj dot get second. So here we need to write the parenthesis after the method, because get sound is a method and always parenthesis is required after the method, otherwise it is going to throw an error. Okay. So this print obj dot get first is going to print hello, print obj dot get second is going to print 5 on the screen. So now this is end of main method, and end of the class. So here this is a simple program. Here you can see we are defining class pair that is going to take two parameters or two type parameters. Now we will execute this program, and it is a small one, and we will see the output. So the objective of this program is to demonstrate that a class can also contain more than one type parameters. Similarly, we can take also three type parameters, no issues. So we will see the implementation and proceed further. So here you can see we have written the same program that we have discussed just now. So we have class pair, then the constructor and get first method, get second method. Then here we have written the main method, and in the main method we are creating object obj of type pair string integer, and we are calling the get first method and get second method. Now we will see how the program works. So Java C, here file name is pair.java, so that's why we are writing Java C pair.java, successfully compiled, no issues. Then we can write Java pair, so it is printing hello and 5, because here we are writing system.out.println obj.getFirst and system.out.println obj.getSecond. That means get first method, this one returns hello, and this one obj.getSecond returns 5. So hello and 5 is displayed on the screen. Here you can see.